In today's environment of tight global energy supply, formulating future energy strategies has become crucial. In order to reduce over-reliance on oil, countries around the world have accelerated the development of renewable energy. Against this background, China has built a series of eye-catching large-scale hydropower stations, the most famous of which is the Three Gorges Hydropower Station. As far as I know, the Three Gorges Hydropower Station is about 3,335 meters long, with a dam crest elevation of 185 meters. The total project investment is 95.46 billion yuan. In 2018, the power generation of the Three Gorges Hydropower Station exceeded 100 billion kilowatt-hours for the first time, setting a world record for the power generation of a single power station. Now, China is once again planning another ambitious project, the Medog Hydropower Station on the Brahmaputra River. The investment in this project is 28 times that of the Three Gorges project, and is expected to reach an astonishing 1 trillion yuan. Once completed, the Medog Hydropower Station will surpass the Three Gorges Hydropower Station to become the largest hydropower station in the world. But what is interesting is that after China released this news, it immediately aroused great concern in India, and even wanted to prevent China from building this hydropower station. In today's video, we explore why India is concerned about this hydropower plant, and why China insists on building it. As we all know, the Qinghai-Tibet Plateau is the source of many large rivers. Among them, the Yangtze River, the Yellow River, and the transnational rivers Lancang-Mekong River, Brahmaputra River, etc. all originate from here. The Brahmaputra River is an important hydroelectric river in Tibet, China. The world's highest river has an average altitude of about 4,000 meters. It has abundant runoff and a very high drop, providing ideal natural conditions for the development of large hydropower stations. After flowing through southern Tibet, it enters the Indian state of Assam and is renamed the Brahmaputra River, then it flows into Bangladesh and finally merges into the sea. So far, China has built a number of super-large hydropower stations on the Brahmaputra River, including the Zangmu Hydropower Station, the Gacha Hydropower Station and the Daegu Hydropower Station, which together form the hydropower hub in the region. But China's ambitions have not stopped. It will also build a larger Medog hydropower station on the Brahmaputra River. According to the plan, the Medog hydropower station will be located in the Sharp Canyon section of the lower reaches of the Brahmaputra River, with a unique geographical location. This area is considered an ideal location for building a website due to its huge altitude difference and abundant water resources. The height difference of the rivers in the area is as high as 2,350 meters, and the runoff volume reaches an astonishing 60 billion cubic meters, showing huge potential for hydropower development. Chinese engineers pointed out that the installed capacity of Medog hydropower station is expected to reach 60 million kilowatts, and the average annual power generation is expected to reach 300 billion kilowatt-hours of electricity, equivalent to the combined production capacity of the Three Gorges hydropower stations, enough to meet the power needs of more than 4 million people. This puts it on track to become a key pillar of the world's third-largest hydropower producer. By comparison, the total investment in the Three Gorges Hydropower Station is about 250 billion yuan, and China plans to invest up to 1 trillion yuan to build the Medog Hydropower Station. Therefore, the hydropower station is expected to far exceed the Three Gorges Hydropower Station in terms of scale and investment, becoming a super project of widespread concern to the international community. However, when the project was in the field investigation stage, India voiced its opposition and expressed its concerns to the international community. What are India's main concerns? What impact will China's construction of Medog hydropower station have on India? Since China is located in the upper reaches of the Brahmaputra River and India is located in the lower reaches, this geographical location makes the two countries highly sensitive in the use of water resources. Indian experts believe that the construction of the Medog hydropower station may affect the water resources in the upper reaches of the Brahmaputra River, thereby adversely affecting its agriculture and water resources. In fact, India has always been opposed to China's construction of hydropower stations on the upper reaches of the Brahmaputra River. As early as 2010, when China started building the Zhangmu hydropower station in the middle section of the Brahmaputra River, it aroused dissatisfaction in India. Although Chinese experts have made it clear that the Zhangmu hydropower station is only used to generate electricity and does not involve water storage, diversion, or transfer, and will not have any impact on downstream areas, India still maintains its opposition. Out of the same concerns, India is worried that once the Medog hydropower station is completed, it will also threaten its domestic water use and affect the protection and utilization of water sources in the Brahmaputra River. Therefore, the Indian government has repeatedly exerted pressure on international occasions to oppose the construction of Medog hydropower station and threaten that if China continues to build hydropower stations in the area, they will conduct artificial rainfall on the Brahmaputra River to interfere with the construction of Chinese companies. This statement was seen as a provocation to China, further exacerbating tensions between China and India. So, with India's obstruction, can the Medog hydropower station be completed as scheduled? For China, the construction of Medog hydropower station is not only an engineering challenge, but also a major test for the ecosystem of the Brahmaputra River basin. Given that there are many rare species living along the Brahmaputra River, the implementation of this large-scale project is bound to have an impact on their living environment. Therefore, when the Chinese government promotes this project, it must carefully consider how to minimize damage to the ecological environment during the construction process. Despite the many challenges facing the Medog hydropower station, the Chinese government has included it in its long-term plan for 2035. This demonstrates the Chinese government's firm commitment to the project. Although India is strongly opposed to this project, the Chinese government may adopt appropriate strategies in the future to properly handle this sensitive issue. According to China's 14th Five-Year Plan and 2035 long-term goals, hydropower development in the lower reaches of the Brahmaputra River is listed as a key plan. It is reported that the Medog hydropower station is expected to start between 2030 and 2035 and is scheduled to be completed before 2045. This ambitious project will become an important milestone in China's energy development and a major test of engineering technology and environmental management capabilities.